Let's keep going down this way. So then you have a choice between curtailing colonial autonomy or continuing the Zodazay works. Okay, so the continue war in Batavia, that's how you run away. Requires all of the following: Sumatra, Borneo, and curtail colonial autonomy. Oh, so you can only do this if you haven't tried to do the Zodazay works. So the Zodazay works, I think, is a high risk, high reward thing. That is how you build up the Netherlands itself. But it is very, very risky because if you get overrun, then taking over Indonesia is going to be that much more difficult. However, taking this is going to allow you to relocate the government to Batavia, which removes the curtail colonial autonomy national spirit. The Netherlands annexes the Dutch East Indies. So the Dutch East Indies are no longer a puppet, you actually become that. And that, I think, also means that you will have a massive manpower boost, because that counts as core. Western capital focus will cancel if the requirements are not met. Infrastructure to Java, build slots to Java. Expand colonial army. Non-core manpower goes up significantly. Okay, so it is still non-core, so the Netherlands is still your core territory. But this focus will allow you to get a lot more manpower. I do remember Drika saying that once you become Indonesia, you have no manpower problems. Colonial shipbuilding, more shipyards. Build slots, military factories. Build slots, stockyards. Trade convoy production cost goes down. And then Liberación moves the capital back to Holland. You gain stability, you gain war support, you gain a bunch of manpower, a bunch of equipment. And the Liberation National Spirit, which is 10% division attack on core, division defense on core, training time goes down, and crisis Yaran goes down by 10%. Okay. So I wonder if that's like the last part of the crisis Yaran. It might be. I'm not sure. You can play in Indonesia like a New Britain. Yep, basically. Kaiserreich gave the East Indies their entry. Have they? Like, must admit, I've kind of fallen away from Kaiserreich. I haven't been following it at all since I basically stopped doing Hearts of Iron. Might be in my interest to take some land in South America like Venezuela to dominate the oil trade and starve out the German war machine of oil. Going off to Venezuela is definitely a possibility because there are definitely tensions. Whoops, I'm clicking things because scrolling doesn't work like EU4. Between us and Venezuela, there is actually a strait crossing between our territory and the Venezuelan territory. What is going on here? Why can't I select this? There we go. So, Curaçao produces 46 oil. Venezuela obviously produces a bunch of themselves. And I think fuel silos are built here. And we've seen already through focuses that we can build this up even further. So yeah, Curaçao is important. And actually having this much oil is going to be great. Because we can sell it. Although actually, thinking like a Dutchman here. The Allies tend to have a lot of oil. So if we didn't join the Allies, we could be the main oil suppliers to the Axis. Although then we would need to be defending Curaçao against that, which is not going to be easy. Wait, what are these? Can you make foreign investments? I don't know what the flags mean, but I suspect that's foreign investment. That's interesting. Yeah, they're now doing the China updates coming soon. They updated Cuba, Haiti, and the West Indies Federation. Have they already done it, or are they going to do it? Because West Indies Federation is one of the nations I'm super excited about. Am I excited about fuel? I don't know. I need to see how it works. Like, fuel could very possibly be just micromanagement hell, or it could be a legit addition to the game. I don't know. Could always buddy up with oil-starved Russia and split the middle man. Oh, Russia's not oil-starved, they have the Caucasus. West Indies tree is done. Oh, sweet. Like I said, I have not been keeping tabs on it at all, really. Right, back to the focus tree then. Don't worry, I will look at Mexico. Abandon the gold standard, so that is an immediate crisis yarn goes down. Is it crisis or crisis? Must be crisis. Continue the public works, bonus tech for industry. That's nice. Crisis yarn goes down. And again, so that's 10, 20, 30, 40. So that's 40% right there. So I was right, the liberation is the final 10%. So you're always going to be sticking with 10%. Expand the artillery Richtingen. Unlocks a material designer. Gets you some more military factories in Holland. Going too many of these, though, is a little bit dangerous because each of them does build up the Netherlands. So if it does get occupied by Germany, you're basically giving Germany all of these things. But then again, it reduces your construction speed penalties. So, goes both ways. Philips as an industrial concern, electronics. Reduce ahead of time penalty by 2 years and gives a 100% research bonus for electronics. That's pretty nice. That's really nice, actually. Research slot. How many do we start with? 3. So that would be a 4th. And then if we decided to continue the Zodazay works, we get industrial tech, we get infrastructure, we get loads of build slots. So if you go this way, you can really super turbocharge the Netherlands in terms of industrial output. Like, there are a lot of factories and build slots that this provides. Like 4 build slots right there. Develop the Randstad. 3 build in Holland, 1 in Friesland. Research bonus for concentrated industry, research bonus for dispersed industry. But this is a either or. So this one gives you 4 factories, that gives you 4 factories, that gives you 2. Consumer goods reduction, that gives you steel and 2. That allows you to get Fokkers and 4. Duff and 4. Domestic jet engine designs. Research bonus for jet tech. Oh, hello. And production cost for all aircraft. Domestic vehicle designs, production cost for motorized and mechanized. Another research. Oh, is this either or? Requires one of the following. Fokker, Duff, or the East Indies war machine. Okay, so you can still get that other tech research thingy via the Java side. Continental shipbuilding, loads of shipyards. Ultimate deterrent. Nuclear attack. Plus 10% resource excavation. Overturn military budget cuts. Requires a man gold standard. War support. Prepare the inundation lines. Gains national spirit. Unlocks prepare inundation lines. These allow for the flooding and draining of certain provinces surrounding Fortress Holland, giving defensive bonuses. Protect against Britain. Protect against Germany. Coastal fortifications, landward fortifications, Fortress Holland. Yeah, this is basically loads of defensive things. War and pacifism allows for a reduction removal of shell shock spectator of the Great War. I think that goes away anyway if you do go to war. I think. I don't know for sure though. Are jets and rocket planes really worth building? Jets absolutely are. Rocket planes, I remain unconvinced. But jet fighters are excellent. Like, they decimate regular aircraft. The problem is they have a relatively short range. So if you're just protecting the Netherlands, they're great because you have a very small airspace. But if you're in like Russia, then you probably want to stick with regular fighters. Hard Croesus yarn. Okay, thank you. Well, the thing you have to... Yes, I am Dutch, but I've never received a Dutch education. So all the Dutch that I know is from just talking to my family members, and I can't read or write Dutch. I can read it, because I kind of spell it out phonetically, but I can't write it. At least not with a billion errors. Again, English educated. Appoint new Supreme Commander. This removes Reinders and brings in Winkelmann. Support equipment, infantry weapons. Oh, this is neither or. This will cause us to focus on internal development of equipment over license production. This is more licenses. And you get faster production speed with licenses. Light tanks for the colonies. Okay, I'm probably going to need to look at those a little closer because that's a lot of text. Expand the MLD. Protect the mainland. Fighters, protect the colonies. Naval bombers. Modernize the air fleet. That's a lot of... Oh, for a year. Okay, so you can really ramp up production of your air force for 1 year. Air bases, models, air bases, production. That one, however, is permanent, so the Dutch can actually get a permanent minus 10% production to air force. So the Dutch air force could potentially be pretty good. Naval dockyards, naval production, build slots, cruisers. Oh, this allows you to go ahead of time in light cruisers and heavy cruisers. Well, this one just gives you quicker submarines. Battle cruisers. Oh, this gives you 4 free technologies. And gives you a free variant. But only if Germany says yes. So if you're antagonistic towards Germany, they won't. I'm going to guess that can get bypassed, though. Naval heritage, dockyard output plus 10%, that's pretty good. Okay, and then this is the diplomatic part. Okay, we're getting there. There's a lot of stuff here. Oh, battleships and carriers, the new meta. Buchan, I have no idea. This is literally the first time I am playing Man the Guns. It's rather difficult to talk about the meta when I haven't even got through the focus tree yet. Form new government. Dirk van der Geer becomes the new leader. Removes weak government. So that's actually a very easy spirit to remove. And that 0.5 political power is actually a pretty big deal. Gateway to Europe. Makes it possible to have trade influence points for the German Reich and the UK. Right, so the Netherlands, I think, has a fairly unique mechanic where there is a trade war going on between the British and the Germans. And then the more you're trading with one side, the more the other side dislikes you. So you have to kind of balance your trade output, unless, of course, you want to swing to either direction. So we can cave into the Germans, which requires the German Reich to have trade influence over us. And that's going to change our trade law to free trade. What is it right now? Export. I do like free trade. Free trade is really strong. Maintain trade neutrality. Receives an amount of political power equal to the total amount invested by all Gateway to Europe participants. Oh, it's a bidding war. So it's decisions that the British and the Germans can take, which basically gives them more influence over us, I guess. So if we went the German way, Vulcan Vaterland. Fascist demagogue. Removes aloof neutrality, removes weak government. Wait, weak government should already be removed from this. Yoast Storm. More recruitable population. I really hope there's a Netherlands second focus. That would be awesome. America first, but then Netherlands second. You probably have no idea what I'm talking about, and it's probably the funniest video that exists on YouTube. It is glorious. Let me just grab that one real quick. I think it's that one. 27 million views. Yeah, it's good. It's very, very good. There you go. Totally worth watching. Don't do it now, watch it later, but yeah, queue it up. Highly recommended. Highly recommended. Nah, Denmark is second. No, Dutch second. Yeah, the Dutch troll video. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. New green number, yeah, that's fuel. So we currently have 69 days of fuel, but that during my test game I played for like 5 days and it shifted wildly. So it'll take a little bit of time to settle down. Okay, so back to this. So we can join Germany, which I guess gets us into the Axis. It does indeed. German Technological Exchange, which is the German tech sharing. And we get medium tanks and 4 military factories, which can't be bombed off map. Or we can go... Oh, United Netherlands. Annex war goal against Belgium. Interesting. Placate Japan. Beginnings of the Dutch Blitzkrieg. Oh, that's the ships. Or the assumed naval burden. Okay, so the Netherlands basically takes over the role of being the naval power for the Axis. That's interesting. That's very interesting, actually. I do wonder what you'd have to do to placate the Japanese, but having a larger fleet and being on the Axis side means you're a heck of a lot less likely to be invaded. Because you're next door to Germany. Okay. Taking back the old colonies, getting claims on the Caribbean. Imperial ambitions, this is restoring the Dutch Empire, basically. Factory output, dockyard output, base war support. Claims on New England, New York, New Jersey, Maryland. So basically we want to restore New Amsterdam, which really should be an objective. Then we can do trade neutrality, Oranje Bolven versus Legacy of the Zeven Provinciën. Decolonization. Dutch East Indies becomes free. Redirected investments, construction speed plus 20% for a year. New units. A firm loyalty to Moscow. Okay, so that's the Soviet tree. Wait, so you can join the French? I guess that's a... Yeah, that must be a communist France. And that removes aloof... what's it called? Neutrality. Factory output plus 10%, that's pretty good. War goal against Germany. Add factories. Tech sharing. 3% recruitable population. Crikey, that's a big boost. French military mission, training time minus 15%. Or Bastion of Communism, where you basically take over as the main communist power. War support, enemies on all fronts, 5% recruitable population. Requires Moscow or France, so you can't do that as Bastion of True Communism, okay. And then stability, war support, and manpower plus 50. Interesting. And then Oranje Bolven. Which still, I believe, yeah, allows you to join the Democrats. Unify through democracy. This one basically capitulates to Britain. I think this is the historic one. I'm not actually sure. Definitely went with Britain historically. Yeah, I think Oranje Bolven. Trade neutrality Oranje Bolven was the historical path. Daily support for unaligned. Symbol of the resistance. Partisans, division attack, division defense on cause. Even more unaligned. Replace the defeatists. Peter Soyard Gebrandi becomes leader of the Democratic Party. The Little Churchill. Plus 5% war support, plus 15% effect on partisans, and you lose the weak government. But again, you have 4 new government, so you've lost it already. I don't understand exactly what's going on there. You have to give the Japanese the Dutch East Indies. I doubt you have to give them all. I'm not entirely sure, though. Is Oranje Bolven the non-aligned path? Yes. Never played a full game as a democratic nation in Hoi 4. I actually really enjoy it. I like the Democrats. But then I also quite like playing this more historically than some. So The only man in the Dutch government, Queen Wilhelmina. Remove national spirit, Wilhelmina. Wilhelmina becomes the leader of the non-aligned party, so she assumes direct control. Disdain for politicians, political power gain plus 5%, democracy, communism, and fascism support goes down. War support goes up, and effect from partisans goes up as Queen of the People. The Vernieuwing, political power, popularity of all the others goes down, particularly the Democrats. Crikey. And Colleen gets disdain for the politicians. Depillarization gets more population. Factories, war support, stability. United Netherlands. Oh, this is diplomatically asking for Belgium. Okay. Develop the south. Yep, that is diplomatically getting Belgium. Then Wilhelminism. German defectors generates infantry and artillery with support. Germany gets the event soldiers defect to the Netherlands. Interesting. Fahrplicht, recruitable population, research. New admiral with skills. Pretty good skills. Ship a day sinking quarters. Ambitious. Huzzah! Scapper, thank you very much for the resub. 11 months now. One more month, then you earn those golden horns. Man the horned helmets. Raid them, Mordred. Hey, Elson. Request allied favors. Makes it possible to get off-map industry and stuff. Planning speed, command, build slots. Oh, naval build dockyard output. The fourth ally. Right, so this was actually a really interesting thing. Historically, the Dutch were the only other nation to be given supreme command over the Allied forces. The Americans and the British obviously being the other ones, and I guess the Soviets. But in many of the war councils, the Dutch were initially invited to sit on until the Netherlands itself fell. But the Dutch were treated as one of the major Allied powers for quite a long time. Lead the minor democracies. Remove aloof nationality. Sweden, Luxembourg, Belgium, and 6 others. Opinion of the Netherlands. So I guess that's like creating a minor powers alliance. Form Benelux. Creates the faction Benelux. Invites Belgium and Luxembourg. War support goes up. Responsibility for own defense. Recruitable power factory output. Military factory construction. Lessons from the Low Countries. Division defense. Entrenchment. So this is like going it alone. Gains war goal against the UK and Germany. The best defense is a good offense. Okay. Right, so what are the options here? Historical path, which I guess is government in exile. Let's actually start creating a straw poll, because I'm going to go through the Mexico focus tree, as I have been very nicely asked, but I'm going to have the poll running as we do it. If it ever loads. Right, which path? Historical. Plan for exile. Democracy. With Germany. Unaligned. No, let's call that Minor Power Alliance. Join the Germans, exile in Batavia and hold your... Wait. Join the Germans and go exile? Why would you do that? Because if you join the Germans, you're very likely to keep hold of the Netherlands. Like, with Germany, it's interesting because you can become the major naval power for the German side, the Axis. Which makes sense because this is man the gun. So with Germany, become main naval power. Minor power alliance, that was the... Oh, crikey, what was the minor power alliance? What was cool about it? I know something was. Oh yeah, the European Union. Main. Form EU. Then the fourth option was going to be Wilhelminism. So I think there are 4 choices. Historical, plan for exile democracy, with Germany, become main... Actually, no, there is one more. Mega defensive. Oh god, here they come. Flood everything. Alright, 5 options. Here we go. Let me know what you think. And I will take a look at those results in a moment. In the meantime, let's go and take a look at Mexico. I will take a look at Britain and America at some point. Like, I want to actually unpause the game and play a bit. In fact, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just pause my YouTube recording. Bye, YouTube.